Unlocking the mysteries of personality types is always fascinating, and today we're delving into the intriguing worlds of ISFPs and INFJs. Are you ready to discover what makes these two unique MBTI types tick? Let's explore their distinct traits and characteristics. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe for more captivating insights into the world of personalities. Segment 1: Core Differences. In the intriguing world of MBTI, understanding the core differences between ISFP and INFJ personalities hinges on their cognitive functions and decision-making processes. Let's start with the cognitive functions. For the ISFP, their primary function is introverted feeling. This means they navigate the world based on their inner emotions and values. They're deeply in touch with their feelings, and these often guide their actions and decisions. But there's more to them than just introspection. Extrovert sensing, their secondary function, allows them to be acutely aware of their environment. They're often attuned to physical details and live very much in the present moment. This combination of internal feeling and external sensing makes ISFPs both deeply personal and pragmatically observant. Now, contrast this with the INFJ. Their lead cognitive function is introverted intuition. This makes them future-oriented and visionary, often seeing patterns and possibilities that others miss. They're the ones connecting dots and thinking about long-term implications. Coupled with this is their extrovert feeling. This function allows INFJs to be incredibly empathetic and in tune with others' emotions. They're naturally drawn to helping people and often excel in understanding and managing interpersonal dynamics. But what about their tertiary and inferior functions? ISFPs have introverted intuition as a tertiary function, which means they do have a capacity for abstract thinking and future planning, but it's not as pronounced. Their inferior function, extrovert thinking, can sometimes make organizing and structuring their external world challenging. In contrast, INFJs have introverted thinking as their tertiary function, which helps them analyze information deeply. Their inferior function, extrovert sensing, can be a weak spot, often making them less aware of their immediate physical environment and more prone to being lost in their thoughts. Now, let's talk decision-making. ISFPs, with their emphasis on personal values and aesthetics, make decisions that resonate with their sense of identity and harmony. They're the ones who'll choose what feels right over what is logically right. This can sometimes lead them to make choices that are deeply personal and unique, but might not always be understood by others. INFJs, on the other hand, focus more on intuition and understanding others' emotions. Their decisions are often influenced by how they can achieve the best outcome for all involved. They think about the impact of their decisions on others, and this empathy drives much of their decision-making process. The fascinating part is how these cognitive functions and decision-making styles play out in real life. ISFPs might choose a career or hobbies that align closely with their personal values, often in creative or artistic fields. INFJs might find themselves in roles where they can make a difference, like counseling, psychology, or advocacy. So, while both ISFP and INFJ share a depth of feeling and intuition, their paths diverge in how they perceive the world and make decisions. ISFPs are more about personal authenticity and sensory experiences, whereas INFJs are future-oriented visionaries with a strong focus on the emotional needs of others. Understanding these differences not only helps us appreciate the unique qualities of each type but also teaches us valuable lessons about the diverse tapestry of human personalities. Segment 2: Communication Styles. Diving into the realm of MBTI personalities, communication styles of ISFP and INFJ types offer a fascinating glimpse into how they interact with the world and the people around them. Let's start with ISFPs. Their communication style can be described as descriptive, sensitive, and often nonverbal. You might notice an ISFP using expressive gestures or relying on their environment to convey their thoughts and feelings. They have a knack for painting vivid pictures with their words, allowing their listener to feel immersed in their storytelling. However, their sensitivity also means they are highly attuned to the emotions and reactions of their audience, often adjusting their communication to maintain harmony and avoid conflict. ISFPs also have a strong preference for one-on-one interactions. In larger groups, they might retreat into the background, but in more intimate settings, they open up, sharing their thoughts and feelings more freely. This preference stems from their desire for authentic connections and a deep understanding of the individual they are communicating with. Switching over to INFJs, their style is markedly different. INFJs are known for their insightful, empathetic, and persuasive communication. They have this uncanny ability to delve into deep, meaningful conversations almost effortlessly. It's not just about small talk for INFJs, they seek to understand the core of the person they're speaking to. Their empathetic nature allows them to tune into the emotions and motivations of others, making their interactions particularly engaging and profound. Now, how do these communication styles play out in relationships and workplace interactions? ISFPs, with their preference for descriptive and sensitive communication, excel in roles that require a personal touch, such as in creative or caregiving professions. Their one-on-one interaction style fosters strong, intimate relationships, though they might struggle in settings where group dynamics dominate. INFJs, on the other hand, might find themselves naturally gravitating towards roles that involve counseling, teaching, or advocacy. Their ability to persuade and empathize makes them effective in roles that require change management or conflict resolution. In personal relationships, their depth often leads to strong, meaningful connections, though they might find superficial interactions draining. In essence, while ISFPs communicate in a way that values personal expression and authenticity, INFJs focus on depth, empathy, and understanding. Both styles have their unique strengths and challenges, shaping not only their personal interactions but also their professional paths and relationships. Understanding these differences can lead to more effective and fulfilling communications across various aspects of life. Segment 3: Relationship Dynamics. When it comes to relationships, ISFPs and INFJs bring their unique personality traits to the table, creating distinct dynamics. ISFPs in relationships are like a breath of fresh air. They are flexible, spontaneous, and highly sensitive to their partner's needs. Picture this: an ISFP plans a surprise weekend getaway, not because it's a special occasion, but simply to break the routine and enjoy quality time together. This spontaneity keeps their relationships exciting and unpredictable. However, their focus on the present moment can sometimes lead to challenges in long-term planning. They might struggle with discussions about future commitments or financial planning, which can cause friction in more serious relationships. Now, let's talk about INFJs. They approach relationships with deep commitment and a desire for meaningful connections. An INFJ isn't just looking for a partner, they're seeking a soulmate. Someone who understands their complex inner world and shares their values. This depth of commitment means they often go above and beyond for their partners, creating profoundly intimate bonds. However, this intensity comes with its own set of challenges. INFJs often struggle with setting boundaries. They might sacrifice their own needs for the sake of the relationship, leading to feelings of being overwhelmed or taken for granted. Comparing these relationship styles, we see how each type's characteristics influence both romantic and platonic relationships. ISFPs, with their adaptable and considerate nature, are wonderful at making their partners feel cherished in the moment. However, their aversion to long-term planning can sometimes lead to instability in relationships, especially when paired with partners who value security and predictability. INFJs, with their focus on deep connections, can create some of the most rewarding and transformative relationships. Their empathy and understanding foster a safe and nurturing environment for their partners. Yet, their challenge lies in maintaining a healthy balance between their own needs and those of their partner. Without proper boundaries, they risk losing themselves in the relationship. In both cases, understanding and respecting these unique relationship dynamics can lead to more fulfilling and balanced partnerships. ISFPs and INFJs, each in their own way, have much to offer in relationships, and learning to navigate their strengths and weaknesses can lead to lasting and meaningful connections. Exploring these personality insights not only enriches your relationships but also offers fascinating content for broader audiences. If you're intrigued by these dynamics and enjoy sharing knowledge, why not consider creating content about it? You don't need to show your face to make engaging videos. Matt Parr's free course can guide you on how to build a successful YouTube channel and potentially earn $10,000 a month. Understanding personality types is a captivating topic that could resonate with many viewers. Check the link in the description to learn more and start your YouTube journey today. Segment 4: Work and Career Preferences. In the workplace, the unique preferences of ISFPs and INFJs not only guide their career choices but also shape their daily work habits. ISFPs are the quintessential creatives and hands-on workers. They thrive in environments where they can exercise their artistic abilities and work with tangible results. Imagine an ISFP as a graphic designer, a chef, or a landscape artist, where every project is a canvas for their creativity. This preference for creativity extends beyond the arts. They are equally adept in roles that require physical engagement, like being a fitness instructor or a carpenter. The key is a role that allows them to see and feel the impact of their work directly. However, ISFPs often find themselves at odds with structured, routine tasks. The idea of sitting in a cubicle, dealing with spreadsheets or repetitive administrative tasks, is akin to a bird trapped in a cage for them. They need freedom and flexibility in their work to truly shine. This aversion to routine can sometimes be a hurdle in more traditional job roles, requiring them to find innovative ways to inject creativity into their work. Switching over to INFJs, they are the nurturers and problem solvers in the workplace. They are naturally drawn to careers that involve helping others and addressing complex issues. Think of an INFJ as a counselor, a social worker, or a human resources manager, where they can leverage their intuitive understanding of people and their desire to make a positive impact. However, INFJs often struggle in highly competitive or impersonal environments. They are more about collaboration than competition, seeking harmony and mutual growth. A cutthroat corporate setting, where success is measured only in profits and personal achievements, can be disheartening for them. They need a work environment that resonates with their values and allows them to contribute to the greater good. Comparing these career paths, we see how ISFPs and INFJs, each with their unique sets of values and preferences, carve out niches in the professional world. ISFPs seek roles that allow them to express their creativity and work with their hands, while INFJs are drawn to professions where they can help and understand others. These intrinsic preferences not only dictate the type of jobs they find fulfilling but also influence how they approach their work on a daily basis. Understanding these preferences is key to both personal satisfaction and professional success for these personality types. Segment 5: Coping with Stress and Challenges. Coping with stress and challenges is a crucial aspect of our lives, and it's particularly interesting to see how different personality types, like ISFPs and INFJs, handle these situations. ISFPs, known for their adaptable and easygoing nature, tend to react to stress in a couple of distinctive ways. One common response is to withdraw. They might seek solitude, stepping back from the situation to gain clarity and peace. This isn't them giving up, rather, it's their way of recharging and regaining balance. Another way ISFPs cope is by engaging in physical activities. Be it going for a run, gardening, or even cooking, these activities provide a sensory experience that helps them process their emotions and stress. However, ISFPs often struggle when faced with criticism and conflict. They tend to take things personally, which can amplify their stress. This sensitivity, while a strength in understanding others, can become a hurdle in high-pressure situations where feedback is frequent and direct. In contrast, INFJs cope with stress differently. They are prone to overthinking. When stressed, an INFJ's mind can become a whirlpool of thoughts and scenarios, often leading to more anxiety. Additionally, they have a tendency to seek solitude when overwhelmed. Being alone gives them the space to process their thoughts and emotions deeply. Yet, INFJs also struggle with handling overwhelming emotions. They can become so engrossed in their inner world that it becomes challenging to step out and seek practical solutions or external support. So, how can these types manage stress more effectively? For ISFPs, developing a habit of reflecting on their reactions to criticism and conflict can be beneficial. Learning not to take feedback too personally and viewing it as a growth opportunity can help mitigate stress. For INFJs, practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques can be a game changer. These practices can help them stay connected to the present moment and prevent overthinking. Both types would benefit from building a support network. For ISFPs, this means having trusted individuals they can turn to when they need to talk, and for INFJs, having people who can gently pull them back to reality when they're lost in their thoughts. Understanding and acknowledging these stress responses is the first step towards managing them effectively. Whether an ISFP or an INFJ, recognizing your stress patterns and developing coping strategies that work for you can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. In conclusion, while ISFPs shine with their creative spontaneity and hands-on approach, INFJs thrive through insightful empathy and deep connections. Understanding these key differences not only enhances our self-awareness but also enriches our interpersonal relationships, allowing us to appreciate the unique qualities each personality brings to our lives. This video will be really helpful for you. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell to avoid missing our future videos. See you in the next one.